Did you get the license number?
Of what?
The truck that ran over your face.
Rocky coming up next. Welcome back to Nerd is the New Cool. I'm Justin, and with me is the Italian stallion himself, Mr. John Lambert,
Eh, the French bulldog.
the French bulldog. Well, I couldn't come up with your nationality, so you can be the Italian stallion for the
Yeah,
next hour and a
French,
half.
French, French and German.
Well, listen, we're here to talk about. How are you, by the way?
Great. How are you doing? I'm
I'm,
excited.
I'm
I hadn't seen this movie in forever. Yeah, I could not tell you the last time I saw. We were just talking before we started, and we both watched it last night. I could not tell you the last time I saw this start to finish.
Me neither. We're here to talk about Rocky. It's the 50th anniversary.
Obviously,
I wholeheartedly agree. I do not remember the last time I watched this one. I know I have watched all of the other ones more recent than than the very first one, which is crazy because this is
true.
one of my favorites of the entire like saga.
Yes, absolutely. Usually it's four. That's the one that's on TV the most. Let's be honest.
Well, let's start with do you remember when you first watched this or when you first saw it? And I can tell you that I do not recall seeing this one, but you brought up the fourth one. I remember watching that one first.
I don't know if I watched this one first or if I watched like which one I watched first, but this and and I and I do not recall. I'm in the same boat as you, but I would have to imagine that this is one of the movies that my father recorded off television, and so we had the handwritten like Rocky on the VHS tape,
Yeah.
and that's how I saw this. If I had to bet, I would say that's how I saw this movie the first time.
Well, I had a very similar experience, except mine said Rocky 4, and then right
Okay.
after that it was Over the Top. That was my Sylvester
Oh,
Stallone era, was those two movies in the
that
late
was
80s.
your Sly Stallone loop. It's not a bad loop.
I gotta tell you, I still turn the hat around when I'm trying to channel some inner
Some
strength.
some inner some strength. I like it.
How did you rewatch this?
I watched it on AMC Plus on demand.
Okay. We did kind of the same thing. It was Amazon through AMC Plus.
Okay.
I was real sad. I actually I wrote Amazon Prime, comma sadly, because I thought for sure I had this movie on Blu-ray or on DVD, and I do not. I thought I had the whole pack, which made me sad
I
I don't.
definitely don't. I didn't even look because I was pretty sure that like, yeah, I don't have this one. I,
Well, I did add it to when Jan and I got done watching it last night. I did turn to her and say box set, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever you can find physical media wise that looks badass for Rocky. I'm in. Good stocking stuffer.
oh, for sure. I got the Die Hard equivalent for Megan one year.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
I hope it comes in a metal tin that looks like a pair of American flag shorts. That would be pretty awesome. Or
Or
the
a boxing
statue.
glove. Or
Or
the
this
statue. The, any of them.
all of those work.
All of them.
But actually, ideally, it would look like a boxing ring. I'm trying to think of like packaging that actually looks like something you would put DVDs in. Maybe a boxing ring. But we'll
Yeah.
find out. Maybe we'll find out during the holidays. So, what makes this great? I've kind of got a list of what makes this great. Let me start. I think that obviously Sylvester Stallone, and kind of going back to him being in his late 20s, like basically 30 when he makes
He's
this movie.
30 years old when this comes out. When it comes out. So yeah, he's in his late 20s when he's making it. Yeah.
So, talk about having not seen this in years, the Sly Stallone-ness. What did you enjoy the most about his performance on screen for this?
I honestly I just liked and I liked his mannerisms and I liked how aloof he played the character. Like how and maybe and it was certainly on purpose to where he's just an like he's just a fighter. Like he's not taking himself too seriously. If anything, he's demeaning himself and he's playing it down. It's like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna lose. Like, oh yeah, I do whatever. Like, when am I gonna fight again? And and I thought that really brought something to it to where like the moment wasn't too big for him.
Hmm.
And it was just another day. It was another fight. Yeah, it was a big deal. And I think towards the end, and you kind of see it like with some of the interactions between him and Adrian, where like it kind of starts to hit him, where like he says this is like, I'm not gonna win. Like I can't beat him. Like
Hmm.
I trained hard, I just can't beat him. But that doesn't mean he's not gonna try. And I think, and there's some thoughts that I have at the very end that kind of that lend itself to kind of I think what the movie was really about, but I'll save that for later.
Well, he's such a lovable character, and he's very endearing. And I mean, he's a guy down on his luck, right? And so it's telling the story of someone in a working class, lower class like environment. Definitely got raised that fighting for scraps, and now he's basically he's collections for a bookie or for a
He's
mobster.
collections, but he's not ruthless. So he's a guy, and I was just he's a
Yeah,
guy you want to root for.
totally, totally.
Yeah.
And so that's it's really a pretty awesome character study, right? Of someone who's been put in this bad situation, but he that's not him. That's just what he does, or because of circumstances, he has to do these things to make meet ends meet, right?
Right.
But he does play it
Yeah.
so well. We are like, he's so lovable, and I think that's what makes the ending all the more powerful because any other movie, and I could argue almost any movie up until this, he is the underdog. That's the point. He's the underdog. He's being stepped on. He's being used as basically a toy or as a means to like make a bunch of money by the by the by
Whether
Weathers,
whether
right?
he realizes it or not. And I mean, again, upon the rewatch, it's like you don't know like how much of this stuff does he actually know it's like does he know what's going on around him, or is he just completely just clueless as to the
Yeah.
business aspect of boxing? And it's just like, I'm just gonna go in and fight this guy.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
you got a
sure he doesn't
manager? No,
realize
I don't
he's
have
a
no, I don't have a manager. Like, no, like
right.
what are you talking about?
There's no way he knows he's a pawn, and there's no way that he
Fine.
knows how much money that is being made on this boxing match,
Right.
right?
And he's getting, he was getting 150 grand, and God knows how much Creed was
Apollo's.
getting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shit ton. And
Yeah.
so another movie, any other movie at this instance, when it wraps up, you're like, oh, he's gonna win this match. He's got to win this match. That's the whole point of this. Is like, listen, the little guy, like the David versus the Goliath, and then he doesn't win.
He doesn't win.
And I
And
think that's
we'll
what.
talk about that later too.
Well, that's what's so shocking about a movie like this, though. I don't know how often this had been done on screen.
No, and I had some thoughts for later, but
Okay.
we're touching on it, so I'll say them right now. And because upon the rewatch, and maybe my sound was messed up, but you couldn't tell, like you couldn't hear the ring announcer announcing the result of the fight over him screaming for Adrian.
Yeah.
It was in the faint background, like you hear it's a split decision, and then I think because I was trying really hard, and then you hear like Apollo, I think maybe won the first judge, and then obviously Sly won the second, and Apollo won the third because it was a split decision. But like, but you don't that is not audible at any point
Hmm.
in time during the end of the movie. It is solely focused on him and his relationship with Adrian, and I think that's very that's very telling as far as what was really important to him and what
Yeah.
was driving the movie was that that was the most important thing to him. It wasn't the fact that he just got beat to hell for 15 rounds and came this close to beating the heavyweight champion, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world and lost. Nope, that was just a fight. I'm more focused on that.
Well, I think it's a testament to, I mean, there's a lot of common themes throughout this movie, but I think it's also a testament to you don't have to win to achieve victory, right? And his level of victory is he's kind of out of the dumps. He's got a amazing girlfriend, right? Life
Right.
partner, whatever. And now
Mm-hmm.
he's happy. Even though he just got the shit kicked out of him, it's like, hey, I'm more than what I was, right? Like I'm a good person and I think he's shown that he's it's about triumphing, right? It's like the human spirit can triumph regardless of
Yeah.
like situation someone might be in. It's harder for some people and it's about not losing your ethos, I think, a little bit, not to get too deep into this, but I think that's what's
No,
cool about
it's not letting the air quotes success change who you are.
or not letting lack of success change who you are.
Change who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. he stayed the same throughout this entire thing,
Right.
knowing that the second he stepped in the ring, he was going to get more money than he ever had in his life, but it didn't change it.
Hmm. Let's talk about someone that made a lot of money from this movie and really in this movie is Apollo Creed. Carl Weathers. I forgot how small of a role he has in this one because he has such a role in two and well,
And
really
two and
two, three, and I guess
two,
kind of four.
kind of a little bit of four, obviously, but
But
a lot of two.
he is so charismatic that
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
I want to hear
So
this guy
good.
talk all the time, even though I know he's an asshole.
He's so condescending, can
Right.
be, but he's
Sure.
just he plays it great.
He's great. He rolls in on when he rolls in on that parade and he's got like the whole George Washington outfit.
Yeah,
That was
this
pretty
is ring entrance.
and every press release, right? He's like a mixture of God, I don't even know who you would equate him to in like but he's got like the Don King like
He's
mouth
got
on,
the, no, I
right?
was just gonna say he's got the Don King vibes.
And I
He's
think that's
certainly got.
that's done by intention, obviously.
Oh, for sure. Well, like, but he's got that bravado. He's got that Muhammad Ali bravado to him.
Yeah, maybe Ali is a little bit better. I hate to say
Because
Apollo
Ali
Creed
was
is
like that,
Ali, but
but
he's very boisterous and confident.
he's got the same personality. He's got
Right.
that same I'm the greatest, just talking shit whenever he wants
Mhm.
to, saying whatever he wants to, but then also having like like the business side. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of where it kind of, especially for this one, like, and you obviously see it later. It's like he just thought it was going to be a walk in the park.
Well, so like,
He's like,
what
oh,
do you
who
think?
cares? Who cares if he's a southpaw? Drop him in three. Anyways, um,
Right. In three, that's how it starts.
exactly. Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on the boxing in this movie? I for one was blown away about how good the boxing is.
I don't know because, like, I mean, I am not I am not an aficionado of the sweet science as it's known.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I've seen boxing matches, like actual boxing matches, but I couldn't, like, I think it's like, but so it's not like, I mean, the probably the most unrealistic aspect of all of this is that, like, at no point in time does Sylvester Stallone actually have his hands up and is protecting his face. He's just letting Apollo Creed just constantly
Yeah.
jab him. And, like, no real boxer is just going to let you do that.
Well,
The object is to not get hit, not just let them just use your face as a punching bag and take as much punishment as possible and then try to inflict your own. Like, there's some element of defense that
well,
Sly
so
Stallone is allergic to throughout the entire series.
I was going to share this in nerd thoughts, but I'll just do it now since you mentioned it. Two thoughts. Rocky is a terrible boxer, and Rocky would have like if there's such a thing as infinite concussions, he would have them. He'd be brain dead in the 10th round of this film.
If he does that, like, if you transport him into real life and he steps in with any heavyweight champion of the past 30, like Holyfield, Tyson, Lennox Lewis, like, take your pick. They're wiping the floor with him in the first round because he doesn't play defense. They're just going to go to town on him and then he's done.
It was like he used his head as one uses like a forearm to block
That's
a punch.
that's what I'm saying. I don't need to put my hands up. I'm just going to block it with my forehead. Like,
Yeah,
no,
and that'll be fine.
that's
He's
not
good.
how
He's
this
tough.
works.
So that was a little ridiculous, but I did think the fighting scenes, we can talk about our favorite scenes later on, but I do think the boxing aspect of this movie, I just think it holds up. It was just
I
incredibly
always,
well done.
and I guess, yeah, and upon the rewatch, like, I didn't realize, like, how little of the actual match. I thought the match was going to be more of the movie, and they
Oh,
kind of do
yeah.
round one, they kind of do round two, and then they just kind of skip,
Another
and then
montage.
they do a little bit more, and then they skip and they do a little bit more, and then it's over, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, because, like, I think there was only like maybe 20 minutes left when they
It's 20 the match
the fight.
from introduction of the match till the end of the movie is 20 minutes and the movie's two
So
hours long.
so I thought there was, again, having not seen this in over a decade, like, I thought the boxing was going to be, like, the actual match was going to be more of the movie, and I didn't realize it was, like you said, just 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and that was it. Everything else was the lead up. but I think that's what makes this great, is because it is, like you mentioned it, like it is a character piece, and it's multiple different characters with multiple different layers,
Hmm.
and I think that's what makes it great, not necessarily the boxing itself.
Well, so let's go into a little bit of the history of the making of the film. Apparently, producers Irvin Winkler and Robert Chartoff became interested in the script, and they offered Sylvester Stallone $350,000, which adjusted for 2025 would be just over $2 million for the rights. At the time, he had 106 bucks in the
Gonna
bank,
say he was flat broke.
no dog, or I'm sorry, no car, trying to sell his dog because he couldn't afford to feed him, but he
Yep.
wouldn't sell it unless they agreed to allow him to star in the film. And they agreed, but the condition was that Stallone had to work as a writer without a fee, and that he worked as an actor at scale. So he really wasn't getting paid a lot, but I think that Stallone clearly believed in the potential of this script.
That's
They
what
took
happens
it
when you
to
bet on
United.
yourself.
Well, that's what, and that's obviously it paid dividends. And so they took it to United Artists. They put together what they thought would be a budget of roughly $2 million, and they actually they thought they were gonna. Here's some potential casts: Robert Redford, Ryan O'Neal, Burt Reynolds, Nick Nolte, or James Caan. Any of those
For for
for
Rocky,
for Rocky? Yeah,
James Caan would have been good.
I totally agree. That's who I would have picked out
James
of all the
Caan would
guys.
have been good. Yep, I would have
Totally.
picked him. Yep.
But Winkler and Chardoff told United Artists that they could only get the screenplay if Stallone starred, and so they cut the budget in half. They said, "All right, cool. Stallone can be the star, but we're only giving you $1 million." And Chardoff and Winkler basically said they would be personally liable for the film if it went over budget. Ended up costing $1.1 million, and Chardoff and Winkler had to mortgage their houses for the last $100,000. So, I mean, not only was Sylvester Stallone in the
Everybody's
make
all
of
in.
this, everyone was like, the two producers and him were like, this is gonna work. We think this is gonna work. Real quick about Stallone, because we gotta mention his background leading up to this. I think that's kind of he's a little infamous, right? His full name is Sylvester Gardenzio Stallone. I definitely said that wrong, but it's okay. He appeared on the stage until 1969 with the name Mike Stallone. Don't know why he used Mike Stallone, but I guess Sylvester was not a popular name at the time.
I guess not.
He attended the University of Miami and he starred in the drama That Nice Boy, which filmed in 1968. This is the infamous part. He starred in a softcore porn um, called The Party at Kitty and Stud's House in 1970.
And he played stud. Yep. No, I yep.
He was stud.
Yep.
He was paid $200 for 2 days work, which by the way, I mean looking at the way this is with inflation, that's probably close to 675 bucks, 50 bucks, 75 bucks for 2 days work.
For a
I
college kid
mean,
or a kid right out of college,
I mean I've had worse days, you know.
pretty good.
Um, Funny enough, and this shouldn't shock anyone, but the film itself was re-released several years afterwards and retitled The Italian Stallion to try and
Oh,
capitalize on Stallone's newfound fame.
love it.
Um, Stallone was in a few other things. He was in the sh in a show called The Lords of Flatbush from 72 to 74. In the mid 1973, he was in an independent film called No Place to Hide. He was also made a brief appearance in MASH. Um,
Hmm.
he wrote on a show called Pigeons, or TV show, or a movie called Pigeons. Woody Allen's Bananas in 1971. He played in a movie called Clute in 1971. And then he was also in the Jack Lemmon film, The Prisoner of Second Avenue in 1975. So he's kind of in a whole bunch of random stuff. And then he finally, again, hits his break with this in 76. In 1977, he became the third actor in history to be nominated for two Academy Awards for Best Original Screenplay and Best Actor. And then we'll get into his 80s and 90s, but it's basically Stallone and Schwarzenegger for action star of the decades, right?
Action star of the decade. Yeah.
Of
And as far
decade.
as like the last little nugget you dropped, um, The other two before him were Charlie Chaplin for The Circus in 1928 and Orson Welles for Citizen Kane in 1941. Oddly enough, he does it in 76 with Rocky, and then Woody Allen does it the next year with Annie Hall in 77. So it's
That's crazy.
back to back years. They had someone, and then Warren Beatty did it. He's the last one to do it. He did it for Reds in 81. And no
So
one's
five
done it
times
since.
total in
It's
history.
happened 5 times, but again, at the time, he was only the third to do it, and the
Yeah,
first since 1941. And
that's
he
pretty
followed
incredible.
up Orson Welles
Well, I was going to
for
say, and
Citizen Kane. That one movie.
everyone else you've mentioned, Orson Welles, Charlie Chaplin,
Warren
Warren
Beatty,
Beatty,
Woody
Woody
Allen.
Allen, they had this is like maybe the culmination of a lot of their careers, or this is like his first thing.
I know.
That's what's incredible about
That's
this
the
whole show.
crazy part. That's the crazy part is that he's just getting started,
It's like
and he
winning
does.
Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same year. It's fucking crazy. I'm curious about, so I want to know, I want to hear, so let's talk about the legacy and then let's get into the categories. But I think it's worth mentioning this. This has obviously become a gigantic franchise, and just kind of rattling off the years that these have come out. There are, let's see, how many movies are there? There's 9 movies total, and there's also a musical. So again, this is 76. Rocky 2 comes out in 79. Rocky 3 comes out in 82. 4 comes out in 85, and 5 is in 90. And then there's a pretty big gap, and that's when we have
Mhm.
Rocky Balboa with Milo Ventimiglia, I believe, in
Yep,
2006, plays the son.
that's his plays the son. Yeah,
Rocky the Musical was a musical that came out in 2012. It
haven't
debuted in
haven't seen
Germany.
that.
Well, because it was in Germany. But it was eventually on Broadway in 2014, and it had 188 performances. So I mean, it had a decent run, not a crazy run, but like, it was around for a while. And then we have another gap again between the movies, '06 and Creed comes out in 15, and it's basically a legacy sequel, right? Um,
I've seen
but
that.
but Stallone's in it. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I've seen Creed. I didn't see Creed 2.
Okay.
I
So Creed,
started Creed 2. I didn't finish it, but I've seen Creed.
okay. Creed 2 brings back what's his name? The bad guy, but his opponent in Rocky 4,
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, thank you. And and of course it's his son, right? It's got to be. And then Creed 3 is in 2023. And I don't know if they're done with it. I think they are maybe for the time being, but it might be the last one we see Sylvester Stallone in. I think that's probably a fair assumption, right?
I don't think he's still going, man. He's still making Tulsa King.
He is, man. He's killing it. I already mentioned Tulsa King.
Tulsa,
I
Tulsa
love
King.
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King. I like it. I'm a fan.
Well, so let's get into the categories, and we'll definitely circle back around to Sylvester Stallone. IMDb, the summary is a small-time Philadelphia boxer gets a supremely rare chance to fight the world heavyweight champion in a bout in which he strives to go the distance for his self-respect. I don't know. That's little overly dramatic, but I guess it's kind of what's happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's more of like a to fight the heavy world champion to um, make something of himself or to learn the meaning of true happiness. Or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's close. Debuted in December 3rd, 1976. Has a runtime of 120 minutes. Really curious your thoughts on if you felt that it it felt like 2 hours.
Oh,
Really?
well, no, I don't think so. I mean, there are some, again, like having not seen this in over a decade, we already talked about it. Like, I didn't realize like the actual boxing match was just the last 20 minutes of it, but it moves.
Yeah.
Again, it is a character piece, but there's enough changes and there's enough evolution and there's enough going on between like Rocky and Adrian and Rocky and Mick and Rocky and Apollo and like what's going on with Apollo. So it still moves pretty well. I didn't think it was 2 hours long. It was like, hey, hey, okay, we're at the fight now. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I definitely wanted more Mick. I wanted more training and I wanted more fighting. But having said that, the only reason why I was even checking the clock was that I was like, when is this fight happening? This movie's almost over. Is this even going to happen in this? Did I
Right.
misremember this? I mean, obviously I knew
Right.
they were going to fight, but I was shocked at how long, like to your point that we've mentioned multiple times, how long it
Hmm.
took to get to that part. And even the training. Like Mick doesn't even jump on until 5 minutes before they're even at the final match.
Right. I mean,
That takes a long time too.
they have the big apartment scene, and then all of a sudden, and then he's training, and he,
Right.
I think I wrote like everybody loves good training montage of one arm push-ups, switching.
All right, so listen to this. Budget with everything all included. Again, we mentioned about $1.1 million. Grossed worldwide 117 million plus.
That's
That
what I'm saying,
is
man. That's
fucking
betting on
crazy.
yourself. That's betting on yourself. I love it.
That is a return on investment that is absolutely staggering.
And that's why they made so many of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they all
It's
make money.
true. They all made money.
All right, let's rattle off some awards. There are a lot of them. Let's start with the nominees. It was nominated for Best Music Original Song. Bill Conti, Carol Connors, and Ain Robbins for the song "Gonna Fly Now." Which, you know what? Let's save it for the music category. Also nominated for Best Sound: Harry Wetwick, William McCauley, Lyle Burbridge, and Bud Alper. Nominated for Best Writing Screenplay, so original screenplay, which used to be called Written Directly for the Screen by Sylvester Stallone. Burt Young was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Burgess Meredith, also nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Talia Shire, nominated for Best Leading Actor or Leading Actress. And it was also nominated for Best Actor, Sylvester Stallone. And we already mentioned he was both acting and writing. It won Best Film Editing, Richard Halsey and Scott Conrad. It won Best Director, John G. Avildsen, and it won Best Picture, all 1977.
It's crazy.
That's a lot of nominees and wins there. BS Rankings, Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 93% with an audience score of 69. And then IMDb gives it an 8.1. I am like shocked by that audience score.
I have a huge problem with that.
I'm
So
shocked.
let's go back to Best Picture, 1977. I wanted to look it up because I was curious. And it was up against Taxi Driver,
Yeah.
Network,
Hmm.
Bound for Glory, and All the President's Men.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with Bound for Glory. I'm sure it's a good movie, but
But
the other three
the
are
other,
like all-time classics.
yeah, that was a tough year to win.
I'm
And
actually kind of surprised, and I think that if Rocky wins at the end, it doesn't win Best Picture,
I don't
but
think so either.
but
I
it's
think
that little it's
it's
that
just
little
that
thing.
typical sports feel good movie, and it's like, oh, it's like, no, if he loses, oh, that
You're like,
changes the
what?
whole dynamic.
Yeah, like, oh, that's what? Oh, interesting. Okay, that's more than just a sports movie. Yeah.
But I have a huge problem with the Rotten Tomatoes audience score. I'm
Well,
just saying.
obviously, that's crazy.
I have so many thoughts.
I mean, I'm not going to
Usually,
spend the time, but I'm sure if you
usually
go through,
IMDb are the people that shit on it, but apparently Rotten Tomatoes shit on this one.
and usually audience score brings up everything else because the critics are usually overly. I mean, the movies we review, let's be honest, the ones we talk about are like, our nerd favorites. They're not usually um, Academy Award Best Pictures sometimes, but generally it's shit like Fifth
Sometimes,
Element, right? We get it. Critics don't love those kind of things, but this score is wild.
but give me a break.
Steven
All right.
Spielberg Award. So I mentioned John G. Avildsen. He also directed Karate Kid Part 2, Rocky 4, and then also 8 Seconds starring, I want to make sure we mentioned 8 Seconds starring Luke Perry.
Luke Perry. Speaking
Or
of, oh, speaking of Fifth Element, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry, yeah, that's right. It's all call comes back to Luke Perry. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Tarantino Award. So Stallone, just a few things that he also wrote. He wrote 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Rocky series. Rambo First Blood, 1 and 2. Staying Alive, that starred John Travolta. The aforementioned Over the Top. One of our favorites, Cliffhanger. The Expendables 1 through 3, Creed 1 through 3, and as we also mentioned before, he's a writer on Tulsa King. Are you
That's
caught up on
crazy.
Tulsa King?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I haven't started the third season yet.
I am all caught up.
Okay. It's on my list of things. I gotta watch what's the one what's the other Paramount Plus show that's um It's just great podcasting. I can't remember the fucking name of the show.
Megan and I are in the middle of Landman.
Okay, all right. I watched the first episode of season two, and I was like, this has gotten real bad real quick, and I just kind of said I'll come back to that when I'm in a different mood.
We watched, well,
What?
we finished Yellowstone,
Okay,
and then we shifted over to Marshalls because that's the spinoff. And
yeah.
then, but that's just came out, and then now we're doing Landman. We're on a Paramount Plus kick recently.
Well, so Jeremy Renner is in what's it called? Mayor of Kingstown. Have you watched that yet?
I need to watch the most recent season, yes,
Okay.
but I've watched the first few,
That's
but
where I so I've
I need
watched
to
the
get caught up.
first three. I think the four. I haven't watched the most recent either, but season either. But
I think, yeah, I think his brother's going to jail, and I that was the season that I ended on.
okay, so I think that's two. Tom Hanks Award. I only put down Stallone. I mean, is there you can't I don't think you can put it on anybody else. He's the title character, title role.
I don't I don't think so. Like you could maybe make an argument for Talia Shire, but no,
Yeah,
I'm fine with just Sly.
I think you could, but then it makes the next category less fun. So I think it's interesting. We should talk this out. So other four Jacksons. So again, Talia Shire plays Adrian. I think everyone knows her best from the Godfather series.
Hmm.
Burt Young plays Paulie. He passed away in 2023. Um, so I just thought it was interesting. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in 1977 for this movie, but he also was nominated for a Razzie for the Worst Supporting Actor in Rocky 4 and 5. And
I mean,
Paulie is the worst.
stranger things
Um,
have happened. Sandra Bullock got nominated for won an Academy Award and got nominated for a Razzie in the same year.
yeah, yeah, just never know.
So stranger things have happened.
Burt Young plays, I'm sorry, Carl Weathers plays Apollo. He also passed away in 2024.
Hmm.
Probably best known from Pet Predator, and I know him best from Arrested Development. I know you're going to say
Um,
Mandalorian.
I'm gonna say, and Happy Gilmore.
Oh, Happy Gilmore, of course. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Burgess Meredith played Mickey, passed away in 1997. He also was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for The Day of the Locust in 1976, so the year before this.
nice.
People know him from Clash of the Titans, and I best know him as the Penguin in the Batman, the TV show, and then Batman, the movie.
And also Jack Lemmon's father in Grumpy Old Ben.
You're right. Looks like Chuck's gonna take the. I don't even know what he says. He's got 20 of them.
There are so many outtakes on that. It's great.
Uh, so I'll go first on this one. I already kind of showed my cards a little bit. Burt Young's great, but I hate the Paulie character, and I'm maybe like holding on too much from my hatred for him in latter films. But I think Burgess Meredith is like I'm locked in with him.
I think he's great. I think it's probably him or Talia Shire, just because again, the way that she plays it, of you can kind of see
Yeah.
her evolve as a character because she's just this shy and just this shy, just timid girl working in a pet shop, and then you can kind of see like once you know, the relationship with Rocky just kind of evolves both of them. You know, he starts to evolve as a character, she starts to evolve as a character, and it's pretty cool to see them just both grow with each other in the entire movie. But yeah, Burgess Meredith is awesome. Mick's great.
They're both good for different reasons.
They're both great for good. I mean, all of them are good.
Right.
They all play their characters very well.
Backup singers. I just put Joe Frazier makes an appearance as Joe Frazier, and I'm sure there are others, but I think he wins that category.
Um, yeah, because it's Smoking Joe Frazier,
Yeah,
and
he's
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 from Philadelphia.
he is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I want to talk about music. So John Williams category. The composer was Bill Conti. Other films he's been the composer for. He won an Oscar for The Right Stuff in 1984, For Your Eyes Only, Karate Kid Part 2, Dynasty, the series, which came out in 2017, Thomas Crown Affair, which you and I both love,
Mhm.
and also Necessary Roughness.
Which we
But
have also reviewed on this show, on this podcast.
but I think we got to come back to the song "Gonna Fly Now," and this is kind of an impromptu. I was just kind of thinking about this right before we started recording. Is that can you think of like think about character theme songs? And if you want to loop in TV, that's totally fine. But like who has a more iconic TV or like theme song that pops in during moments of like, you know, I don't know, either when they're on screen or when they're about to do something cool or when they're like up, no pun intended, but like backs up against the ropes, right? I have Rocky. This is such an iconic one. I have
Hmm.
Darth Vader when he
Okay.
pops onto screen. I think that's, and I hate to
Yeah.
stick in the same film
Yeah.
franchise, but Luke Skywalker obviously
Luke
has
Skywalker.
a pretty clear one.
So he doesn't have a singular one. It's more of a genre, but
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. when he plays Iron Man, like AC/DC.
Yeah.
Like they pop around between songs, but it's for the most part it's always AC/DC.
Okay. Superman has
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty clear one. Um, I mean, I don't know.
Uh,
Jaws. I mean,
yeah.
he's a character. Indiana Jones. I know these are like theme songs too, but when that character is on screen, that particular riff plays through, right?
Catch Me If You Can
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Again, John
with
Williams.
with with Leo. And so it's funny that we're talking about this because I was thinking about it while I was watching and I was more thinking about it today. Because I think for one of the recent ones, we did a Mount Rushmore of like theme songs.
Hmm.
Rocky's got to be considered. I mean, I think we had like Indiana Jones, we had Star Wars. I think we might have had Jaws, Superman. I can't recall, but
Yeah.
I know a few of those were up there. But tell you what, like you hear this music and you instant like it's Rocky, and that's the only thing that it is.
Not even the whole thing. All you hear is the trumpet.
All
Dun,
you
dun,
hear
dun,
is the
dun,
beginning
dun,
of the
dun, dun,
trumpets,
dun, dun, and you're like,
and that's
fuck
it.
yeah.
That's all you need to know, and you're ready to run through a wall.
And you're
Like,
like, let's do it. I'm gonna go run up a fucking million
let's
steps.
let's go, let's go. I'm gonna sprint, and I'm gonna have some. Well, this is not in this movie, but I'm gonna outrun some kids, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do this thing.
Yeah. No, totally. No, he should have at least been honorable mention, for sure.
I think it's probably the fifth one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Scenes to nerd out on, I have 10. I don't know if that's a lot or fewer than you expected, but I've got the opening fight. I think that's kind of one, you know,
It sets a
overall
stage
scene.
for who he is. Yep.
It does, right. And I kind of forgot that scene even existed, honestly. The next is like actually a handful of scenes, and we could probably pick maybe our favorite of the bunch, but I pretty much wrote down like showing Rocky's life. And so you've got him going to the pet store and acting kind of silly, him collecting money from his bookie
On,
employer
on the docks. Yeah.
on the docks. He loses his locker. He's talking to Paulie, and he has that pep talk with I think her name's Marie, that the neighborhood kid who's hanging with, hey Rock, and she flicks him off or whatever. The troublemaker. Basically, he's calling her a whore, being like, "Don't be a whore," because that's what boys will think of you. And then she says, "Fuck it, fuck you." So those are all kind of I looped, kind of grouped them together. Then I had the first date, the ice skating, unexpected first date, and ice skating, and that kind of dovetails into I just wrote down a very awkward sex scene or kissing scene. I
Kind
don't
of
know if they have
making out. They
sex.
weren't they weren't having sex. I think they were just kind of making out.
Well, it was awkward.
Like doorway.
Yeah. The accepting of the fight, Rocky kind of gets offered. A really powerful scene that I definitely always forget about. Man, I love this scene is when Mick comes basically. I put like hat in hand. I mean, he may literally have had his hat in his hand, and then
I think he did.
Rocky is
Not
essentially yelling "fuck you" after he's left the house, knowing he can still hear him at the bottom of the steps.
one again, and I think again, like we kind of talked about the character of Rocky and like how much he knows and how much he doesn't know. And this one, he is abundantly clear of,
Yeah, yeah,
well, you're here. Where were you 10 years ago? Where were you when I needed you? Like you only want me now because I've got this fight. So he might play dumb, but he's not as dumb as you think he is.
He's not dumb. I think he's
No,
either
he's not.
naive or he's like too trustworthy, you know? Like maybe he just expects people to do the right thing and they don't. And he's like, well, I'm too nice to say anything about it.
Right. Even though my job is to collect money from people for a mobster
But even then,
or
he's
for a
like, well, I
loan
won't
shark.
break your fingers. You know, he probably needs his fingers to work. So I'm, yeah, you're probably
He's
good
like,
for it.
just give me some money. Give me something.
And he can't even confront Mick to his to his face. He's got to do it behind a door.
Well, he's got to do it, and then he's got to stop and realize what he just did, and then he chases after him.
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
He's like, wait, no, no, seriously, I really do need you to train me for real. Like I was mad,
Hmm.
but let's move past it. So yeah,
We have our longest of the Paulie losing it on Adrian scene. This happens a lot throughout the entire franchise.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that things. No. This
Oh,
is
oh, this is a
Thanksgiving is the
different one.
date. This is when he's just kind of mad about her losing her essence, you know?
Oh, yeah,
I wrote down the quintessential training montage.
of course.
And then I just wrote down the fight. And the fight includes, you kind of mentioned earlier, the lead up, first two rounds, music kicks in, and we got a round montage from 3 through 14. Cut me, Mick, final round, and then Adrian, I love you. I love you.
Oh, you.
All right, you go first on this one. Favorite scene.
I am gonna have to say, well, it's the one that we kind of talked about. Like, I love the ice rink scene
Hmm. Yeah.
just because it's a little bit different.
Three
And
minutes. He just keeps yelling out what minutes left like a fucking dick.
well, and there's some nerd facts on the ice rink scene that we'll touch on later that just kind of goes to like kind of gives it a little bit more oomph. But
Mhm.
but the one that we just talked about, like between him and Mick, like
Oh
that
yeah.
one, where Mick goes, "I want to be your manager," because and again, like it's silent. It is just them two. It's Mick trying to convince him and be like, "Oh, this is my pride," but I didn't have a manager. I needed a manager, and then Sly just goes off on it,
Yeah.
runs after it.
Yeah. Hate to be that guy, but I'm just gonna write down the fight. I sat up to watch that end part, the last 20 minutes. I was like, all right,
It's the
now we're cooking. And specifically, it's actually for me, it's when the music kicks in, and it's rounds 3 through 14.
right.
The first two rounds are good, and the lead up's funny, and obviously the end is is very you know tugs at the heartstrings a little bit and unexpected, but that that music, the montage, the fighting, the everything about rounds 3 through 14 are fucking amazing.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, I don't think we mentioned it, but so that entire monologue during the scene that I liked, he improvised the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. He improvised the whole thing, and then Stallone has since explained that the bathroom of the tiny apartment in which they were shooting really did smell like death because he kept saying it stinks. This place
Hmm.
stinks because it really did smell terrible, apparently.
Well, they had a
But
limited budget. Got to do what you got to do.
that was all improv.
That's pretty awesome. I did actually think to myself, I wonder how much of his interaction, his like little quips and his little jokes and his little, whatever, like how much of that was him improving. But I mean, he wrote the script anyway, so like a actor writer type situation.
He did write the script, and I thought I read it somewhere, but I can't recall where. But he had to improv it, and he only had one take because they were already over budget.
Yeah. Huh. I think it works.
That's pretty impressive.
Really impressive. Heath Ledger Award. I have two people that I've nominated here for scene stealing. I'm curious if you have more or agree. I had Paulie and Mickey.
I had Paulie.
Yeah, I mean, Paulie probably wins.
I wrote that Paulie,
They're not on screen together at all, which I wish they would have been like
which
at
is
some point.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
there
but
is crossover too.
I wrote down Burt Young.
Yeah, okay. I'll
Yeah,
support that. Dante's Peak. So let's start with movies set in Philadelphia. And I've got five nominees. There may be more, but these are the ones just kind of just beside this one and aside from this one. I've got Invincible, the movie called it's called Philadelphia. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington. Denzel?
Yeah.
Denzel? Yeah.
Yeah, Denzel. Yeah. Silver Linings Playbook,
Mm-hmm.
National Treasure, which I mean, really any
Yeah.
movie dealing
Kind
with
of, yeah, it jumps around, but it's mostly in Philly. Yeah.
starts there. And then Philadelphia Story, kind of a classic. And then of course this movie.
It's probably this one, but I do love Invincible.
I think it's this.
I think that's a great movie.
Yeah, I actually don't. I like the movie too. It is this. Well, let's do a follow-up question then. What's the peak for just the city of Philadelphia? Is it the real life Dick Vermeil saying we're gonna have tryouts with regular humans onto the old Philadelphia Eagles? Or is it
I
the
think it's
Liberty Bell?
I think it's the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl is probably the peak
Eagles
for
winning the Super Bowl?
the
You think it's
city of
Ben
Philadelphia.
Franklin?
I mean, it's probably Ben Franklin, but if you like in recency, it's when the
Yeah.
Eagles won the Super Bowl
Yeah, it's fine. And definitely in sports for sure.
for sure.
Boxing movies. So this came out in 76. There were other ones before that, but this is really the big one. Raging Bull is in 80. All the other Rocky movies are in the 80s. There's, I mean, at least four, five, two, three, four, and then five's in 1990. Million Dollar Baby in 2004, and then The Fighter is in 2010.
Hmm. And the Creed
Um,
movies, but you already mentioned all
and the
those.
Creed movies, yeah. I mean, there are other ones too. I mean, what's the one with
You have like the Great White Hype or something like that, like one of those.
oh, dude, I love The Great White
Yeah,
Hype.
that one. And then there's one with Lou Digstown. That's got Lou Gossett Jr. in it.
Did Digstown's great.
That's another one.
And then
Gladiator, but I don't know if that's actually a boxing movie or if that's more of like a bare knuckle movie.
I mean, there's definitely boxing in it.
There's boxing in
What is
it. I mean, is Snatch a boxing movie? Probably not, but there's boxing in it.
there's definitely boxing scenes in it. What's that movie with Ricky Schroeder where oh, The Champ?
Okay, okay.
It's got Ricky Schroeder and
And then like, I mean,
John Voight in it.
do we consider like, I mean, Ali with Will Smith?
Hmm.
Kind of a That's a boxing movie.
It's got to be on the list, but I think it's either Raging Bull, this, or actually it's Rocky 4. I think that's the answer.
I think it's probably Rocky Four.
I mean, this is the best one. This is the best one. But it's like what was the peak of being like boxing is the best thing
We were talking
ever.
about like, what'd you say, 85, like the height of the Cold War.
Well, according
And
to Rocky 4, it actually ended the Cold War. So,
I mean,
you know, we got Ivan Drago ends up, being like, you
if
know
I
what?
can
Maybe this
change
is
and
dumb.
you can change, then we can all change.
Right. So we'll just say, depending on your lens, Carl Weathers. This is in 76. Rocky 2 is in 79. Rocky 3 is in 82. Rocky 4 is in 85. I'm not going to list all the Rockies anymore because that's the same for the next couple of nominees. But he's also in Predator in 1987, Happy Gilmore in 97, Arrested Development in 04 through 13, and then The Mandalorian from 19 to 23. Peak Carl Weathers.
Happy Gilmore.
I mean, it's either Happy Gilmore or Predator. I do think that
It's
with Predator,
probably, yeah,
I do
yeah.
think there's been a resurgence, or not recently, but just with the memes, with like the hands coming together.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
I do wonder if you ask. I mean, this is obviously generational, but if you ask our age, people would probably say Happy Gilmore. If you ask people a little bit younger than us, they're going to say Apollo Creed, or older than us. Sorry, not younger than us.
If you ask people older, they're probably going to say Rocky.
Yeah,
Younger than us, they might say probably either Arrested Development or Mandalorian.
I mean, Mandalorian for sure if they're babies.
Right.
Talia Shire. So she was nominated. I mean, before she did all the Rockies, she also was obviously in The Godfather, and she was nominated for Best Actress in a Supporting Role for The Godfather Part Two, and that was in '75, and this in '77. And then she reprised his role for Godfather 3 in 1990. This is a rare instance where I think Godfather doesn't win. I think it actually is. I think it's Rocky 2, honestly.
You think so?
I do. I think it's her best line in maybe the entire series, in my opinion, is win.
Win.
I mean, like you were about to say it before I even said it. Like, I mean,
What are we waiting for?
what do we win? Yeah, I mean that part's fucking awesome. So I'm saying Rocky 2.
All right. All right with that.
Sylvester Stallone. So he rattles off three Rockies in the early 80s. First Blood, Rambo is in 82. Cobra is in 86. Over the Top, 87. Some of these are just my personal favorites, so I put them on this list.
Just keep
Tango and
going.
Cash, 89.
There you go.
Cliffhanger, 93. Demolition Man, 93. Judge Dredd, 95. And then Assassins, 95. And after that, he just does some
Shout
crazy
out
wild shit. Yeah.
friend of the show, Pascal Gonzalez. I'm pretty sure he loved that movie, Assassins.
Oh, 100%. It's just got two favorite people in it. All right, you go first on this one. What do you think's
I don't know.
Stallone's peak?
It's hard. It's hard. Um, it's hard not to say Rambo. If I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's
But
more
I mean,
iconic than Rocky.
I love Rocky. I love Demolition Man. There's
Yeah.
no secrets about that. Um, and we've talked about Tulsa King and like what he's doing now. But yeah, there's something about Rambo, man. Something about John Rambo.
I can respect it. I'm gonna make a confession. I think I've seen the Rambo movies, like all of them, once, and that's it. I'm not even
I
sure I've
probably
seen the first one. I cannot.
I've seen the most recent like the most recent one. It
Have
was
you
like
really?
Rambo or whatever it was when he was older. Like I've seen that one.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's this. I mean, it's the same vein as Rocky because it's
I mean, I've seen Hot
oh
Shots
there's
Part Two.
another
That's the
Rambo
same
movie.
thing, right?
I mean, kind of. It's got a bigger body count than Rambo and all of them put
That's
together.
true. That's true. Well, I mean, this really is like a Rookie of the Year MVP situation where I think if you were to say best, most critically acclaimed, it's going to be this movie.
It will be this one for 100%.
As far as box office, I didn't do the research on it, but I'd
Box
be
office, it might be
but
The Expendables.
no, you're probably right. Yeah. As far as like pop culture, or even like I would even say like I don't know, cult classic. I think it's either Demolition Man
Or
or Cliffhanger.
yeah,
I think that is like iconic. It's probably Rocky Four. I think it's Rock. I think Rocky is probably the most iconic role he has. I mean, this might be dealer's choice. Honestly, this is really hard to decide.
oh, he was in Guardians too. I forgot about that shit. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then I'll just say
Mm.
Over the Top.
So Expendables 2, I looked it up real quick because I'm discounting Guardians volumes 2 and 3 because he's barely in those.
Yeah.
Expendables 2 made 315. Rocky 4 and First Blood Part 2, which both came out in 85, by the way, made 300 each.
Yeah.
Expendables 1 and then Rocky 3 and then Rocky. So like his highest grossing movie was actually The Expendables, but then a close second is Rocky 4 and Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Yeah, but those are 30 years before that. So
I know.
gotta be Rocky 4 or First Blood Part 2.
Yeah. So again, it's Rocky
85.
or Rambo. It's
85.
Rocky or Rambo,
Yeah.
which is, not a bad place to be in.
Last peak movies where the good guy loses. I only have
I have
three. technically this one, but also three more nominees. So I have
I have
seven.
I have a few.
Okay, good. So I'll start. I got seven.
Seven's on my list.
No Country for Old Men,
Okay. Yep.
and then Infinity War.
Okay. Um,
What else you got?
I Kingpin.
Yeah. God, I'm so mad at myself for not putting that one down. Great. Perfect.
Bad News Bears.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I put A League of Their Own
Totally.
because
Oh no, the
because
Rockford Peaches are they're the good
yeah.
guys.
Dark Knight
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
is he, and then a one that I'm surprised you didn't write. Fucking Empire Strikes Back.
As I was saying this, I'm like, actually, Empire is probably the winner of that.
It's the winner of that. But there's a lot of them. There's more than you think.
There's way more than you think. Yeah.
But
I think that
I love Kingpin. I'm like, oh man, how could I forget that?
oh, I need you. I need you.
I'm
Uh,
bigger. I'm bigger.
Big Earn.
Finally buy my way out of anything. Sorry,
You know that's on my bowling ball, right? Remember that? It's etched on my bowling ball. Big Earn.
bigger. Oh, you need to get the rose.
I looked into it. It's very expensive. I'm not good enough to
I'm
spend money
sure.
on
I'm
that.
sure.
If Janet was like, "You're gonna buy a $500 bowling ball and you average 150, are you out of your fucking mind?"
It's gonna up my average at least 30 points,
I'll
Channel.
be
Come
up
on.
to at least 165, babe. It's way worth it. Uh, all right, quoth the Raven. So let's take turns. I'll go first. You're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder. For the best
That
one.
was the first one I had written down.
Yeah, that's the best one.
A lot of mine are like back and forths.
Yeah.
So the next one I had was Adrian. Why do you want to fight? Because I can't sing or dance.
hmm yeah, to you it's Thanksgiving, but to me it's Thursday, you know? I'm not gonna be able to do this without doing it. I
That's a good point.
have to use their voices for sure.
You got to use their voice. There's another one when he's getting interviewed. Where did you get the name the Italian Stallion? Oh, I made it up one night when I was eating dinner.
I just want to say hi to my girlfriend, okay? Yo, Adrian, it's me, Rocky. And they do a callback to that later on, which is good.
Mhm. Um, Here's one between, and we kind of talked about this one already. Well, off air.
Yeah.
Mickey, hey, what the hell is that? I trained you to be a fighter, not a billboard. I'm doing it for a friend. Well, what do you get out of it? Paulie gets 3 grand. I get the robe. Shrewd.
Also, what we did earlier, which is how much do you think that robe cost?
And again, these are just these little quips that he holds
Yeah.
that goes in there. Adrian, I'll be here waiting for you. How about I stay here and you fight?
There's the iconic Adrian, Rocky, I love you. I love you. And we have to mention that at least. It's not my favorite, but it is. It's probably the most well known.
Yeah, you gotta mention that. Apollo, stay in school and use your brain. Be a doctor, be a lawyer, carry a leather briefcase. Forget about sports as a profession. Sports make you grunt and smell. See, be a thinker, not a stinker.
He's so proud of himself after he says that too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Another iconic one. Ain't gonna be no rematch. Don't want one.
The one one. The one one. And then Mickey. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. You had the talent to become a good fighter, but instead of that, you became a leg breaker to some cheap second-rate loan shark. It's a living. It's a waste of life.
That was a pretty intense moment.
It was a very intense moment.
I've said this line in moments that do not relate at all to this movie or to this situation, but cut me, Mick. Just
Good one.
just for no reason. Just, I want you
Cut,
to do something I know you don't want to
cut me, Lou. Cut me.
do.
I don't have anything else.
You stop this fight, I'll kill you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up at that. You're canceled. I don't. So I didn't think of anything I would get rid of. I did think it's something that would be added, and that would be obviously the update of the prevalence of media, right? TV, social media, everything else. The promotional wheel would
Hmm.
be so much grander. And then we've seen it with Creed, but like how much bigger it would be, you know, in today's age.
It would be much bigger. And it'd be interesting because you could have a little bit more grassroots take where it starts out as like starts on social media and then you can kind of see it grow and then it goes into mainstream media. You totally see something
Yeah.
like that happening, especially with something like this. Especially with
Oh, yeah.
like some of the clips of like from like Rocky like in the meat locker. Like that could start out as like Instagram reels of him training and then it turns into like and then like ESPN gets a hold of it and then they start interviewing him in the meat locker and everything like that.
It would be like a TikTok fad or something like that or trend. And then
Hmm.
Apollo would have been a fucking social media rock star.
He would have been a wizard.
Yeah. Another Spider-Man again. Let's recast the five main characters. Let's start with Mickey. So Burgess Meredith was 69. He was a hard 69.
He seems a lot older than like
Well,
the
he was
two
only
guys that I
60.
have are way older than that just because they seem as old as
I mean, he was born in
what
19. I did the math. He was born
1907.
in 1907. That's
Yeah.
69 years old.
No,
68 technically when they filmed it, right?
which is crazy because he seems so much older.
Yeah. So I I'm sad that this is what we're doing first because I am most excited about my nominees for Mickey.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm like really pumped about it.
Or do
Okay.
you? Okay, all right.
Let's maybe you want to alternate?
We can alternate. Let's do it.
Okay. I'll start. And just to be clear, I leaned into the Irish. I do have a few people that are not Irish, but I definitely started there. Irish, UK, like, British and whatever. So Brendan Gleeson is my first nominee.
I don't know who that is.
Um, if you looked him up, you would recognize him. He just always plays a fucking pissed
Oh,
off
yep,
old
I got
guy.
him. I
Okay.
got him. All right, I got him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of his most well-known thing you know. Well, In
He
Bruges, did you
was
ever see
in.
In Bruges?
He was in. Gangs of New York. He's the sheriff. He's in that.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, yeah. Condolences. Yeah, he's just a fucking pissed off dude all the time.
Yeah.
He's Monk. Monk in Gangs of New York. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How many do you have, by the way?
I have two.
Oh, I have seven. I'll do a couple
Yeah, and
then.
he's in. I was gonna say, and he's in Braveheart. But that's beside the
Oh, he
point.
is in Braveheart. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson, I think would be
Oh,
pretty good in this.
okay.
Chris Cooper is my
Okay.
next nominee. You go now.
See, I went older on everybody. The first name I had written down was Al Pacino,
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
and then I wrote down Harvey Keitel because actually they originally wanted him for this role,
I don't hate that at all. I
but
actually
they are
have
both very old.
well, so my Harvey Keitel kind of comparison there would be Willem Dafoe. I think they kind of have a very
Right?
similar vibe. And
Because
then
I
I
was
guess
trying,
my go ahead.
I was trying to find someone shorter because like the physicality of Mick, like he's short, but
Yeah.
he's fired, and
Well, that's Willem Dafoe
that's
too.
the
He's a pretty little guy.
and that's why Al Pacino was the first name that I came up with because he might be short, but he's a firecracker. But he's also 86.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My Al Pacino comparison would be Armand Assante.
Okay.
Law, the law. I just think about it yelling in fucking Judge Dredd. Um, but my favorite two are from Jana, and I think they're pretty great. Brian Cox. You know who Brian Cox is? You know Brian
I know
Cox.
who Brian Cox.
Tell me he's not an angry fucking Irishman. He's very
He
angry.
is he is constantly angry. Even in like
And
McDonald's commercials, he's angry.
you're like, I'm gonna buy McDonald's only because I think you might fucking
Might punch me in the face if you
shout at
don't.
me. And then Jonathan Banks, I think would be pretty great. He plays Mike Ehrmantraut.
Why do I know? Oh,
Have you not seen Breaking Bad or
yeah.
Better Call Saul? He plays Mike.
Oh, see, I was like, why do I know that name?
Yeah,
God, he'd be good.
he'd be really good. So I think if Al Pacino was a little younger, I would think that would be the winner.
Yeah, but he's just like I wrote it down. I was like, he's too old. I was like, I'm still doing it. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I actually think Chris Cooper is kind of like he's older now, but God, just he can be so angry. Um,
I think they could all be so angry.
I know that's, but I like Brian Cox, Jonathan Banks. Those are my two favorites.
I like Willem Dafoe too.
Willem Dafoe is good. You know what?
I like that one
I think
too.
we do Willem Dafoe honestly because he's probably the closest in age, and he could actually he's like physical enough to where you believe he could probably still get in there and slap the boxer around a little bit and not just be pushed over and break his hip.
But you could say the same thing about Jonathan Banks. Jonathan
Oh
Banks
no,
will so
no,
beat
I
the shit
wouldn't.
out of
Well, he'd have a fucking billy club with him, or he'd have fucking brass knuckles.
him. Right. He'd have
Yeah.
an unloaded gun and just pistol whip you.
All right. Well, I think either of those two would be great. Paulie, Burt Young was 36, also a hard 36. I'll give you. Well, you go first on this one.
Okay. I had two names.
Okay.
And I like one way more than the other. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna say the one name that I like the most,
Okay.
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah, I actually like that a lot. I wish he was like 30 years older because I think he'd be a really good Mick.
Oh, he'd be a fantastic. But he is,
Um,
I think, pretty sure he is 36.
so I really leaned into the Italianness of this, and Jan and I were talking about this, and at first I wasn't doing that. I've got a few people that aren't, but like
I
a
tried to
part of
lean into the New Yorkness of it.
okay, and that's fair.
Not necessarily Italian, but New York. Because like
Yeah,
even Spy is New York. It's not necessarily like he's kind of, but he is New York. He's New York City.
well, he's
Yeah.
Philadelphian, but like, but yeah,
But yeah,
it's New York. Yeah, yeah, I get it.
it's New York. Yeah.
All right. Well, I had so Janice said Charlie Day, and I think that's very fascinating, and I don't hate that, but I have better ones, I think.
I have a mental block
Yeah.
on
No,
seeing Charlie Day play this type of character. Like I don't know
and
if
I'm
I could.
kind of, and honestly, I'm kind of the same way with Shia LaBeouf, even though I think he would be really good. So Shia LaBeouf's my favorite so far. My favorite that I came up with was Paul Walter Hauser. You would know him from, did you ever watch Cobra Kai? I know I asked you this a million times.
Of course, I've watched Cobra Kai. I
Okay,
know
so
that guy.
he's from Blackbird too.
Hmm.
I just think
He's
he's
in a
got this
he's in a new
this
movie with Wahlberg on some streaming service. I
yeah.
can't.
I feel like he could play the physicalness of it. I believe that he'd just be drinking he'd have a pint. He'd have one of those pint bottles in his pocket at all times.
Hmm.
I also think Shia LaBeouf would be like be like that too. Um, let's circle back to Shia LaBeouf and after we decide, or back to Paulie after we decide Adrian.
Okay,
Like they have to be siblings, right?
they do have to be siblings. Yes.
So let's do Adrian next then.
All right.
So Talia Shire was 30. I've got two nominees. You never watched this show, so you're not going to recognize her. But in my head, when I was thinking Adrian, I was like, it's got to be someone that is believable, like the she's all that. Like with glasses on, somehow they are not good looking at all and very like subtle and unassuming. But then you're like, but also is she kind of hot? And now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like takes the glasses off and the
Hmm.
hair gets pulled down. And you're like, no, she's a very good looking person. So that was my approach to the my two people I cast. So you know what Emily Bett Records is?
No, but let me look her up.
It's from a TV show called Arrow. She plays Arrow's like second in command. Emily Bett B. I think it's
No,
Bett
I
or
got her.
B. Okay, Ricards. I think she's like the perfect like looks kind of nerdy, but then glasses off, hair down. You're like, damn, she's fucking easy on the eyes. And Jana goes, "Oh, Talia Shire is your type, isn't it? Isn't she?" I was like, you're my type. So yeah, you're right.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, thank you. And I also had Grace Gummer, who is Meryl Streep's daughter, one of her daughters. She's best known from Mr. Robot and also American Horror Story. And I,
Okay, I know who that is.
and I think she's got a real like
Okay, I
she
like
could
her more
she could
than
play.
the other
Yeah,
person.
totally. That's my favorite of the two. I think again the idea is that they can whoever's playing Adrian has to be very homey looking, but then you can believe that she can grow in confidence and kind of change into a different type of person throughout the course of the movie because that's what Adrian does, right?
Yeah, I had Anya Taylor-Joy.
I think she's too good looking.
See, I didn't think so,
Really?
but that's
I
just a
mean,
personal preference.
I think some people are like, yeah, I
I
think it,
like I like Grace Gummer.
okay.
I think that's a good call. I think we do that one.
All right. Well, then honestly, if we're doing Grace Gummer, hmm, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Paulie.
Yeah, let's come back to it. Let's do Apollo.
Let's do Shia LaBeouf. That'd be funny.
I like Shia.
Let's do it. All right.
I think he's got
Apollo.
range.
So he does. He does. Yeah. Carl Weathers was 28. I have three nominees. Actually, I'm gonna take one of them out because I don't necessarily like it. But I have Lakeith Stanfield, who, what I was thinking about Carl Weathers, I think it's got to be someone who is a very well-spoken, confident, got to be pretty boisterous, right? Like this guy's gonna just talk his shit and then back it up. And so I think Lakeith Stanfield would be really good. He's known you know him from Sorry to Bother You. Oh, Knives Out is where you probably know him from. He's
Okay.
like the assistant detective. And I also had John Boyega. I think John Boyega could pop in here and do a good job with that. And
I
since we're not allowed to, I would assume we're not allowed to cast Michael B. Jordan, but he's the actual answer.
Yeah, we can't cast Michael B.
Yeah,
Jordan.
we can't
I
cast him though.
purposely left him off. We
Yeah,
cannot cast.
but it has to be said.
Um, I don't know what's going on with him and but Jonathan Majors.
Awesome pick, but I think that he can see he was the villain in Creed 3. We also can't pick him.
Well, see, I never saw Creed 3, so I don't care about that.
He is in Creed 3.
And then and then the only other, and I liked him, like obviously personal legal issues aside. Stephen James has actually been cast to play Carl and Apollo in the I Play Rocky movie, which chronicles the making of Rocky that they're going to make. So they're going to make kind of like a docu-series similar to like The Offer with The Godfather and how they made that.
Oh yeah.
It's called I Play Rocky, and Stephen James has been cast to play Carl Weathers slash Apollo Creed in that movie. So I
Okay.
wanted to give him a shout out. But let's
Um,
the answer is Michael B. Jordan, but we can't say that.
sure. Well, Team James is also in Selma. Um, so was Lakeith Stanfield. All right. Finally, Rocky. I only have one person on here. Stallone was 30. And again, I was really leaning into the Italian heritage. Want me to go?
Go.
Fabian Frankel.
I have Michael Gandolfini.
He's got to cut some weight.
It's fine. He can do it. He can do it.
I don't
I
hate that.
believe in
Do you know who
I believe
Fabian
in him.
Frankel is?
No idea.
Have you watched Task?
No,
Do you watch House of the Dragon?
no. Because well, let's see. I watched the first season and then the
Yeah.
second season took 2 years and then I lost interest.
Well,
I
he's
had
played
and then
he played
and then I had kids and then I really lost interest. So I'll
yeah.
watch when it's
Well,
done.
he's in the first season. I don't watch the show because I'm boycotting it still, but he is in the show. That's why I thought you'd know him. He plays Sir Kristen Cole,
Yeah, I don't. It's
and
been years,
Fabian Frankel. Look him up.
baby. Wrinkle.
He
Okay. Well,
looking,
I don't recognize him from the show, but
yeah,
sure.
I think he'd be amazing at it.
Mhm. Yeah, no. Again, it's been however many years it's been since I've seen that show. Let's go with him. I think he'd be
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Well, hold on, wait a second. Okay, good. He's not too tall
No, he's
because
not
he can't
crazy
be
tall.
like,
No, he's normal. He's
yeah,
like
because he can't
he's
be like,
five
because
ten or
he,
something.
yeah, he's 5'10", but you got, what I was looking at, especially, people for Rocky and everything like that, like you want to make sure you can't have like some 6'4" guy playing Rocky because he was
Yeah.
not, like his physical stature was part of the character, that he
No, I get it.
wasn't this, he wasn't this insurmountable human being and this intimidating, like he was intimidating, but not because of his size.
No, it is David versus Goliath. I mean, it is. I mean, it's you've
Yeah,
got.
for sure.
I mean,
Like,
fucking Apollo Carl Weathers he's an Adonis. That's why he names his kid Adonis. He's straight up fucking that guy.
yeah, oh, he is that guy. He is every
Yeah.
bit of that.
To stream or not to stream, I actually wouldn't be mad about this with it as a TV show.
Yeah, and see, I went the opposite direction of
Well, go ahead. You think
it's a
no
movie.
movie?
I think no. I think it's a movie.
So the only
It's a
reason why I
movie,
would say TV
plain and
show is
simple.
that if you think about this as far as if each major fight or moment could be a season, I think you could make this into a series. But anyway,
You could, but I don't.
movies better. Movies better.
I think movies better, personally.
Tomorrow's another day. I don't know that we can really do much than Rocky 2. That's the answer, right?
It's like there have been quite a few sequels to this film, and I
Yeah.
don't think it doesn't do any good. And I started thinking about it, but like what immediately happens afterwards, like who cares?
Right. Well, what happens is the second movie. They're literally in the hospital. Is the first scene from in Rocky 2.
Exactly.
Nerd facts. At the end of filming, Sly Stallone kept the two turtles, Cuff and Link, and as of June 2019, he still had them. Apparently, they were both in Rocky Balboa, the movie that came out in '06 as well.
I love that. I love that fact. I love this fact too. Rocky's dog Buttkiss was Sylvester Stallone's real life dog.
Pretty cool. Most of the scenes of Rocky jogging through Philadelphia were shot guerrilla style with no permits, no equipment, and no extras.
For love. Again, $1 million budget. They had to cut corners wherever they could. The ice rink scene was originally written to feature 300 extras, but the production couldn't afford so many people. When Stallone turned up to shoot the scene, to his horror, there was only one extra. So he hastily threw together the scene as it exists in the completed film. The scene has become one of the most popular in the entire Rocky saga.
I
But the
mean, there's a
extra
lot.
was the Zamboni driver,
I'm
yes,
assuming
maybe.
maybe. Um, Also happens when he's running through the food market. And if you really pay attention, you can kind of see people like being like, "What the fuck's going on?" Because there's a van ch following this guy down the street as they're filming him jogging.
So did like some rando throw him an orange, or was that part of the production?
I think there are parts where that's part of it, but there are other parts where people are like, "Why is this random person running down the street getting filmed at 6 a.m.
I was
wearing
just
a
hoping it was
jumpsuit?"
some random vendor. Hey, here you
That'd
go.
be awesome. Yeah.
That would be awesome. The famous shot where the stall owner throws Rocky an orange was completely improvised by the stall owner, who had no idea that it was being filmed and that he would be in it. Look at that.
I knew that was about to happen. I wanted you to read it just so
I
you
had
could
no,
be surprised along with me.
and I had no idea that was about to
Along
happen.
with the audience, yeah.
I love it.
So Stallone and Carl Weathers suffered injuries during the shooting of the final fight. Stallone suffered bruised ribs, and Weathers suffered a damaged nose, which is really
During,
funny because it's actually the opposite of what their characters had.
right, because Rocky gets his nose broken pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, during his audition, Carl Weathers was sparring with Sylvester Stallone and accidentally punched him on the chin. Stallone told Weathers to calm down. It was only an audition, and Weathers said that if he was allowed to audition with a real actor, not a stand-in, he would be able to do a lot better. And the director smiled and told Weathers that Stallone was the real actor and the writer. Weathers looked at Stallone thoughtfully for a moment and said, "Well, maybe he'll get better." Stallone immediately offered him the role.
That's fucking awesome.
That's some bravado.
Yeah, it really
Say
is.
that,
He's like, I like this guy. The
give him the
poster,
job.
yeah, he's gonna be good. The poster above the ring before the fight happens shows Rocky wearing red shorts with a white stripe, but during the fight, he actually wears white shorts with a red stripe. And this was a real mistake made by the props department that they couldn't afford to fix. So Stallone basically came up with the idea for the scene where Rocky points out the mistake himself in the movie. The comment about Rocky's robe being too baggy came about the same way, where the robe showed up too baggy, couldn't afford it, and they're like, let's just make a comment on it and move on. Paulie
Because,
goes, "Hey, nice robe. How's your robe? A little baggy."
but it just goes with the character so much more, like the underdog story, like
Yeah,
so much more of just
yeah,
that's wrong. And like the promoter was like, does it really matter? No, not really.
not really at all. Not at all.
The iconic shot of Rocky running up the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum came about because of Garrett Brown. Philadelphia native had recently invented the Steadicam, and he was preparing to fly to Los Angeles to try to sell it. He'd shot some test footage following people around corridors, but he wanted to shoot something that even the most experienced filmmakers would look at and wonder how he did it. He had his girlfriend run up and down the museum steps while he followed close behind. Using that footage, Brown sold the camera on his first day in Los Angeles. Several months later, John Avildsen saw the footage and felt a similar type of shot would be perfect for this film. Avildsen hired Brown and the Steadicam, and several months after running up the steps filming his girlfriend, he was running back up the steps filming Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, and the rest is history. See that again later on.
The Steadicam changed a lot of things, man.
Yeah. Inner nerd thoughts. Did we learn anything? Kind of as we wrap this up. So I'm just curious. Do you think Adrian is the first example of the? We already mentioned this before, but as like a taking off glasses, they're a new person. Like the.
Other than Superman.
Well, I was gonna say Superman's the obvious one, but then like She's All That is one. Can't Buy Me Love is another one. That's obviously the roles are reversed, but of like, oh, that what an ugly looking weird person. Oh, glasses off. Wait a minute. Are they the best looking person in this movie? It just happens pretty quick. Just saying.
You,
This is one
you,
of the
you,
earlier examples of that.
you have some like they're not actual like physical glasses, but like you have a it's a reimagining of the Taming of the Shrew, like 10 Things I Hate About You,
Oh yeah.
where it's she doesn't wear glasses, but it's the same concept.
Yep.
Oh hey, you're actually hmm interesting. You're actually good looking.
What a short makeover. Um, is the no fooling around thing during training like actually real? You'll waste your
I would have
legs.
I would have to imagine.
I mean, like, yeah, but not, but one could argue maybe it's actually strengthening your legs. Just saying.
I mean, certainly not before the fight.
I'm not saying do it right before the fight, but I'm saying if you're doing it, like the idea of like I can't have sex for the 10 weeks I'm training seems a little bit crazy.
Well, man, they take that shit seriously. And if from an athlete perspective, like like Bull Durham touches on this a little bit of like if you like you don't fuck with a winning streak. Because if you think you're winning because you're wearing
Right.
women's underwear or because you're not wearing women's underwear,
Yeah.
then you are. So I think it just goes to the athlete's mentality of like if you think that's going to make a difference, then it's going to make a difference, and you should do it.
So it's more of a mental thing.
It's definitely a mental thing.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. I have some final thoughts, some real quick questions for you. Do you think this is the best first entry of a series of films? I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but I want you to think about major, series, right? So I'll throw out a couple, right? Godfather, um, Star Wars, Lord of the
Raiders.
Rings, Raiders, Alien. and then this. Those are some pretty big heavy hitters, right? Is this the best first entry of a series?
No.
What do you think is
Star
Godfather
Wars
or Star Wars? Oh,
or
really?
Godfather.
See, but I think you could argue. And by the way, this is obviously all opinion because I think I have argued that Godfather Part Two is better than one, or at
Well,
least I
Raiders.
like it better than one.
Raiders is a pretty good entry to Indiana Jones. Let's be honest.
I actually think Raiders is maybe a better answer because I like Raiders better than all of the sequels after that. It's the best one. Um, Last Crusade is close. Last Crusade is
Last
close.
Crusade is close, but Raiders is still better, I think.
I like Empire better than A New Hope. I don't know, but I kind of I come back sometimes. Like I
Most people do.
recently I found myself actually enjoying New Hope more, but appreciating Empire Strikes Back more.
My kids love
I
New
like
Hope.
Fellowship the most of the three. I know most people like Return of the King, but I like Fellowship. Yeah, just a
I like two. Honestly, I like Two Towers, but I'm actually in the middle of listening to that book, and holy shit, the book's way different than the movie.
It is. They're all, I mean, all of them are pretty
They're
different.
all different. Yeah.
Um, all right. So kind of on the same vein, is this the best entry of the Rocky series, in your opinion?
I don't.
Which Rocky or Creed movie do you like the most?
Probably four.
Yeah,
It's this one
that's
or
the right
four.
answer.
It's this one or four, and
This
that's
is the best movie.
those are the only
Four
ones.
is the most fun to watch.
Four is the most fun to watch.
Yeah,
Training in a frozen tundra.
fucking amazing. All right, well, that's it. Rocky Nerd Outreach. Thank yous. Thanks for buying the version of
We didn't
Zoom
have to
so we don't
stop.
have to stop or log out and log in. No one knows this, but we usually have to, because I'm poor, we have to do this 4 different episodes at a time to record one full episode every 40 minutes.
I
No
decided
longer.
I had enough of that.
So thank you, Lambert, for doing that.
You're welcome.
Um, as we always say, we love our listeners, so share, rate. We got all the websites and social media accounts, as well as listening to us and watching us wherever podcasts can be found, and YouTube for our nerd takes. Next episode preview. This may be a surprise to you, but we're gonna do aliens. And
Game over, man. Game over.
we're gonna loop in Mr. Watka. He's got a lot of information. Hopefully
I'm
I would say he's already prepping it, but he probably doesn't even need to because he's a,
it's a good thing I got this because that we're not going to have to stop and start like 10 times.
yeah. It might be a
It'll
lot.
significantly shrink the amount of time we're going to have to talk about
We're
that.
gonna have to start early and end late. So just prepare your prepare your work schedule for the
Let's
following
do it
day.
on a weekend.
Yeah, probably best. So all right, man. Well, that was fun.
Yeah. Bye bye.
See you later. I picked that quote as the teaser. Do you like that one?
I think it's fine.
The only other one was gonna be ain't gonna be no rematch. I want one.
Whoa.